You feel like you're failing because you can't see the progress. You've put in the work, stayed up when the world was sleeping, and yet nothing has changed. You feel stagnant, invisible. But what if the silence isn't a sign of death, but a sign of depth? What if the thing that makes you want to quit is the proof that you are closer than ever? You aren't falling behind. You are growing roots. In a world obsessed with the harvest, we have forgotten the sacred work of the soil. In a valley where everyone chased overnight success, lived a young man named Julian. The valley was frantic. People planted fast-growing weeds just to have something to show their neighbors by the weekend. They decorated gardens with bright colors that withered at the first frost. Julian was different. While others celebrated shallow victories, Julian bought a single seed of Chinese bamboo. He planted it in a quiet corner. Every morning before the sun touched the gray mountains, Julian was there. He cleared weeds with steady hands. He carried water drop by drop. He sat by the dirt and whispered his dreams into the soil. A year passed. The village was full of blooming gardens, but Julian's plot was empty. His friends laughed. "Julian, you're watering dirt," they'd shout. Julian said nothing. He just kept watering. 2 years passed, then 3, then 4. Julian's hands were a map of calluses. His back was tired, and his heart was heavy with 1,000 maybes. The land remained as flat and brown as the day he started. He began to doubt. He wondered if the seed was dead, or if he was a fool for believing in the unseen. But every morning, despite the fatigue and the mockery, he returned. He didn't water because he saw a sprout. He watered because he was a man of his word. He was honoring the process. Then came the 5th year. One Tuesday morning, the ground began to tremble. A tiny, vibrant green spike broke the hard crust. Julian fell to his knees, tears hitting the soil he had tended for 1,800 days. In just 6 weeks, that tiny spike exploded. It didn't just grow. It lunged toward the sky. It grew a foot a day, then 2, then 3. In less than 2 months, it was a towering 80-foot pillar of emerald strength, swaying majestically in the wind. The villagers stood in shock. "He's so lucky," they whispered. "An overnight miracle." But Julian stood at the base of his giant, looking at the scars on his hands. He knew the truth. The bamboo didn't grow 80 feet in 6 weeks. It grew 80 feet in 5 years and 6 weeks. If Julian had stopped watering for even one single day during those 4 silent years, the plant would have shriveled in the dark. The growth wasn't happening in the air. It was happening in the deep, lonely places of the earth. Your hard work is never wasted. It is being stored. Every late night, every rejected idea, every hour of practice when no one was watching. That was a root digging into the bedrock of your character. You are building a foundation for a giant. The world sees the 80 feet, but the soul knows the 5 years. If you are in your watering season and refuse to quit, prove it. Type "My roots are deep" in the comments. Subscribe to Inspired Life Tales to stay encouraged while you grow in the dark. Your breakthrough is coming. Keep watering. The sky is waiting for you.